Greetings, boys and girls. And it's the Grumpy Old Man broadcasting live from Studio B, WDWL TV, located on Grumpy Vulture Boulevard. And no vulture today. He's still hung over. That son of a bitch must have tied one on. Oh my God, he must have really tied one on. Okay, I'm going to tell you a little story about my tuxedo cat. Now, I've had him 7, 8 years now. And when I got him, he not only came from an abusive family, he came from a family that literally tortured this cat. Yeah, a friend of mine literally rescued him from possibly meeting his demise as a kitten. The family had 4 kids from, I think, age 11, 12, down to 5. And they would literally take him up the 2nd story, place him on the window ledge, and then push him out and watch him fall. Now, luckily for cats, they always land on their feet. Well, from the 2nd story, I'm surprised the damn thing didn't, end up getting killed just that way. Then, the 2 littler ones would pick him up and just literally squeeze him to the point where, he was fighting to get away. And other torturous items. Well, when she found out about this, she literally went over there and told the woman, the mother, she said, hey, one of 2 things. Either you give me that kitten, or I'm going to call the APL, which is our division of the ASPCA here. Well, the woman gladly handed him over. Well, I had just recently had to put he was the greatest cat. I had a 22-year-old tabby. And I, at the time, wasn't really looking, I wasn't quite ready. Well, she had talked her in-laws into throwing me a surprise birthday party because my birthday had been just a little earlier in the week. And I said, okay. So I went over, and about the middle of the festivities, out comes this adorable tuxedo, but a mountain lion. Nobody could hold him. He did not want to be held by anyone. And they were kind of like, here, happy birthday. And I said, hang on, let me go get my cat carrier. I'll be right back. I run across the street. I got my cat carrier. It took me almost 6 weeks for him to halfway trust me. He didn't want to be touched. So I kept him in my bedroom. I fed him in the bedroom. His cat box was in my bedroom. And in order to keep him in the bedroom during the day, the only way I could get out the door without him trying to sneak out was to give him some cat treats. I'd put them in the middle of the bed and whew, out the door I went. Well, all this time later, I still can't get out of the bedroom without giving him his cat treats, and it's hilarious. One day I'm gonna put my GoPro on because as soon as I'm dressed and ready to go get my coffee in the morning, oh God, he's Mr. Lovey-Dovey, nuzzling up against me, oh, and I deliberately, I will move down to the end of the bed. He runs down, oh, I love you so much. And then I'll move up to the end of the bed, and he trots up there, oh, I love you so much. Well, he only puts up with this shit for 2 or 3 trips back and forth. And then he'll bite. It's like, hey, I'm done screwing around. Give me my goddamn treats. And it's, like I say, it's hilarious, the game we play, until he's had enough of the game played. So I'll give him his treats, and, out the door I go. Of course, I don't have to close him in the bedroom anymore. Well, he's been getting pretty chunky. So I decided to try to weigh him, and I put him on a scale and off the scale. Put him on the scale, off the scale. I tried this Saturday afternoon. I just wanted to get an idea. So I had mentioned this to a friend of mine I talked to Sunday, and she says, well, the way we weigh our cat is my husband gets on the scale and he holds the cat and, he weighs himself first and he weighs himself with the cat. I said, well, easy for you to say. I said, you pick him up and he's a fucking mountain lion. So yesterday I decided to try it. I got the scale ready. I had weighed myself. And I quickly picked him up. And of course, he turned into a mountain lion. And I got to kind of hold him out because he's got claws like razors. Well, he got loose out of me and I didn't get the weight. So I picked him up again. Out of my arms he goes. I said, I'm going to try this one more time. So I picked him up and I quickly looked down at the scale. And just as I looked down, out he went. But I got the weight. I knew he was fat, but he's tipping the scale at 19 pounds. Big boy. Big boy. But I'll tell you what, over the years, he has turned into the most unique cat I have ever had. And what you still can't, like I say, you can't pick him up. But unique, some of the stuff, first of all, when I finally got him to the point where I didn't have to keep him in the bedroom anymore, he is the only cat I have ever had that from a kitten loves water. Loves water. It took me forever to break him of the habit of going out to his water bowl and emptying it. Oh, his feet would be like doing the dog paddle, splash goddamn water all over the place. If somebody would leave the lid up of the porcelain receptacle, and you know how if you want to break a cat of a bad habit, you take and you get a spray bottle. Not this one. You spray him, he comes at you. He wants more. One day, I emptied a spray bottle on him. He was soaking wet. Never ran away like a cat would. Nope. Only cat I have ever had that the spray bottle don't work. But the cutest thing that he does, he started it a couple of years ago. And it's now a nightly ritual. When I get in bed, I turn the TV on, he will come in and lay down next to me. And then all 4 feet, I get a massage. And if I reach down and I pat him on the back, the feet go faster. But every night, he will get in and lay next to me and give me the kitty massage. I have never had a cat that ever did that. Every night, kitty massage. Unique. And fat. Loves his cat treats. And his food. But I'll tell you what, when he was a kitten, I almost gave up on him because he was a bastard. The only reason I put up with it because I knew how he was tortured. And I mean tortured. The stories I heard made the hair stand up on the back of my neck. And I'll tell you, it took 4 years before that cat would purr. You would pet him, normal cats, you start to pet them, and they 4 years. And I had mentioned it to my vet, and the vet told me at that point, when he started to purr, when you were petting him, you finally had his trust. And he is the first cat I ever had that sleeps on his back with all 4 feet in the air. And the vet said, that is another sign that you have 100% of his trust. Because felines, if they don't trust you, they will never expose their underside. And this goes all the way up to lions, tigers, leopards. Until there's trust, they don't expose their stomachs. But it's hilarious because he will lay right by my side, all 4 feet in the air, and at 19 pounds, it's like having another human next to me, and he won't move. I will try to roll over. He won't move. I'm like, hey, give me some room here. Because if I move, he moves. If I move, he moves. And eventually, I'm on the edge of the bed ready to fucking fall off. I'm like, give me some room, fat ass. But yeah, I could not believe 19 pounds. I knew he was fat. Big boy. And then my son's cat, which is an Abyssinian, is the opposite. She's just barely tipping the scales at 4 pounds. Yeah, 4 pounds. Coming up on 3 years old. 4 pounds. Still looks like a kitten. Of course, that's the breed, but I mean, 4 pounds. And the hilarious thing is, now, for the longest time, we always had male cats. And from day one, once I kind of broke him, he decided he was going to be the alpha male. And he would beat the shit out of my other 2 male cats. Here, he is a year old. My other 2 were up there in age. Oh no, he was going to be the alpha male. So a friend of mine said, the next time you get a cat, get a female. I'm like, because it ain't cheap to have a female cat spayed, believe me. And I believe in spay and neuter, believe me, every one of my cats. So my son said one day, he said, hey, on my delivery route, there's this little kitten that's attracted to me. It's, yeah, right. He says, no. I was making a delivery one day, and she ran up and she started to go in between my legs and rub up against me, and I was like, no, no. I said, she's got to belong to somebody. Well, it just so happened a couple days later, he has a delivery at the same house. And the homeowner come out and he said, she's this stray that I would take her in, but I've got two big dogs. And of course, she's following my son around. He goes to get in the truck. Right up in the truck with him. So he says, I was like, until he showed me a picture. I said, go get her. So he went and got her. And I said, keep her in your room for a couple of weeks. Let her get accustomed to at least part of the house. Well, about 3 weeks goes by, and I said, all right, bring her down, and let's see what happens. So he brings her down, and he puts her down, and it was instantaneous friends. I have never seen this. No hissing, no spitting, nothing. Instantaneous friends. And the unbelievable thing is, this little 4-pound dinky dipshit literally beats the shit out of my fat cat. And he takes it. She has become the alpha here. And I had mentioned it to the vet, and he said, yeah, it's a female. Had you brought another male in, it would have been a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks of hissing, spitting, chasing, fighting. It was instantaneous. Unbelievable. But it's hilarious to see this little 4-pounder kicking the shit out of the 19-pound badass. Absolutely hilarious. I bored you enough with cat stories. I had to go to the store. Mainly to get cat food. So, I get cat food, I get the other items on my list, and I happen to wander past the cold cut counter, and I spot $1 off. Certain cold cuts, $1 off. Coupon sticking right on the. I was like, well, what do we got? Oh, hard salami, $1 off. I'm checking out, and the girl takes the coupon off. Flip, flip, flip. I said, what's the matter? It won't accept the dollar off coupon. Oh. She just hold on. So she runs over to the service desk and she says, a coupon. So the girl comes down from the service desk and she says, show me. Blip. Blip. By now, the line is getting longer behind me and longer and longer. And I know how I feel when someone's having a problem with a coupon. And I was just about ready to tell her, you know, for $1 off, forget it. Well, at this point, she runs back up to the service desk and gets the manager's barcode card. And she blipped the manager's barcode card and blipped the coupon. Bing! I said, what happened? It took. I was like, thank God. And I turned around and I not my fault. So I learned a lesson today. If I go to the cold cut counter and they have any cold cuts with $1 off, go to the service desk to check out. Because evidently that's the only way you're going to get the coupon to work. Yeah, people were... I know how I would have been. I would have been just at the point where I wanted to reach up and choke the shit out of somebody. So today, the grumpy old man was the problem at the store, not someone else. Not so much me being the problem, it was me getting lunch meat with the discount coupon. But hey, for what what a pound of salami costs nowadays, you can get 2 gallons of gas. I'm like, God damn, lunch meat prices are ridiculous. I remember when my favorite lunch meats were like $2 a pound. Now my favorite lunch meats are $6.99 a pound for lunch meat. We're not talking no fillet mignon. Lunch meat. I look at lunch meat prices, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10, $13, $15 a pound. Yeah. I used to love to get Italian prosciutto. Now, I just imagine what it used to taste like. Because it's $15.99 a pound. Of course, I never bought a pound. Because first of all, you don't make sandwiches out of prosciutto. I learned the Italian way to eat prosciutto. You get it sliced paper thin. You can just about see through it. And you get like a fresh cantaloupe or a fresh winter melon, and you slice a little wedge of the melon, and then you wrap the prosciutto around the melon, and you eat it that way. And it's very interesting because you get the salty taste of the prosciutto with the sweet taste of the melon. Very interesting way to eat meat. Same thing. I love hot gabagool. Love it. Not for $13.99 a pound. I don't love it anymore. You know, years ago it would be a pound. Now maybe a quarter pound. Just enough for one sandwich. I cannot believe the prices of lunch meat. Even bologna. You know, back growing up, bologna was like a mileage food. Of course, I don't know a kid 6, 7, 8 years old that don't like bologna. But for all beef bologna, $6.99 a pound. Bologna used to be like, we'll say it, the crap lunch meat. You know, it was always, like I say, the mileage food. Not no more. And then my my mother used to love chip chopped ham or chopped ham. I can't even look at it, the meat counter, let alone eat it. I don't know what they put in that. Not for me. Mm-mm. And nothing would piss me off more than to open my lunch and find a chip chop ham sandwich. That and blueberry muffins. When blueberries were in season, holy shit. If she could make blueberry stew, we would have had it. To this day, I can't eat blueberries. Mm-mm. Chip chop ham and blueberries. I think she really enjoyed tormenting me. You know, junior high, you took your lunch, or you bought it. But they weren't generous with the lunch money. My mother would pack my lunch. And nothing would tick me off than to open my lunch, unwrap a sandwich, and it be goddamn chip chop ham. And then one day, she really tortured me. Have you ever eaten potted meat? That's what the name is on the can. Potted meat. They need to change the spelling to putrid meat. Oh my God. Ugh. Yeah. Potted meat. I'll never forget the first time she made me potted meat sandwich. I unwrapped it at school. And I picked it up and I kind of looked at it and I was like, I've got ham salad. Until I took a bite. And it was everything to keep it in my mouth. And I was looking at the sandwich, and the kid sitting next to me said, "What do you got?" I says, "I don't know. I think it's roadkill." So I said, "You want the other half?" He said, "I'll try it." Well, he took a bite and immediately ran over to the garbage can and spit it out. And he says, "Yeah, I think your mother packed roadkill." So I came home after school and I said, "What did you put in my lunch?" She says, "Oh, it's another one of my favorites, potted meat." I said, "No, it's putrid meat." I said, "Don't ever pack me a sandwich with that shit again." Of course, after I said that, I was blowing bubbles for a while. Yeah. I learned that in 7th grade you don't say shit in front of your mother. Although I had the cleanest mouth in town, I'll tell you that. But yeah, her favorite. I said, "Well, maybe it's your favorite. It ain't my favorite." I said, "I like bologna, pickled pimento loaf." Of course, back in the day, no gabagool, but, you know, bologna, pickled pimento loaf, olive loaf, Dutch loaf. Those are lunch meat. Potted meat is ground roadkill. Well, I like it. I said, "Fine, you eat it." So it got to be the point when I would open my lunch bag, it was either eat that day or go hungry. Because if there was chip chopped ham or potted meat sandwiches, they went in that round can in the corner of the cafeteria. Yeah, because even my friends didn't want it. And I mean, there were a couple of guys in the cafeteria that would eat anything. They were always mooching. Even they didn't want potted meat or chip chopped ham. So it got to be the point. And see, I couldn't inspect my lunch before I left the house. Oh no. I tried that once. I opened it up and I was like, "I ain't eating this." "Yes, you are." "No, I ain't eating that." "Yes, you are. Take your lunch and get to school." So I took my lunch to school and walked over to the garbage can and dropped the bag in. Because I wasn't eating that shit. No. And to this day, I don't eat chip chopped ham or potted meat. Putrid meat. Ugh. Ugh. I gag when I just walk past the cans on the shelf. And the one day the grocer was stocking the shelf, and I said, "You mean to tell me people actually buy that?" "Oh, yeah, we sell a lot of it." I said, "To who? Dogs? I don't think dogs would eat that." "Oh, Maybe the grumpy vulture would like potted meat. I'll have to try it. Next time I go to the store, I'm going to pick up a can and see if the grumpy vulture likes potted meat. Either that or I'll torture him too. Tell him you eat that or you get nothing. My machine went to sleep. Wake up. Wake up. What are we gonna play for a closing song tonight? We opened with the good old Benny Hill. What do we got here? Oh. Let's end with this one. Let's end with this one. Hello? Why are we not playing? Why are we not playing? Let's try it again. And with that, I'm going to say I'll chat with you all tomorrow, friends. Have a wonderful evening.